Hello everyone and welcome to Battleship Command. In this video we will take a look at one of the game modes, the one called Quick Scenario. This is actually an editor that lets you set up your own scenarios, and you can be quite detailed with which ships you want to fight and where they should be, or you can use some of the random features to make the scenario more unpredictable. Let's head on in. And we can see that we have a small map with our own ship in the center. In the left panel here, we can adjust settings for the player group, the player ship, like speed and heading. And on the right panel here, we will adjust settings for the AI controlled groups. We can edit our own group and add in ships that we can command. So we can add in an escort here. Maybe let's bring along a Hipper class as well. And we can set up the formation as we like. We can see that we have a destroyer and a cruiser. The group's current max speed is 32 knots. So if we would have a merchant here, we can see that it gets reduced to 12 knots. Alright. To add other groups on the map, we can right click and choose what type of group we want, ship group or plane group or random. Let's add another axis group. Now these groups will travel independently and not be under your command. So we can place the group wherever we want it on the map. And we can set up the heading and the speed of the group. Let's add in a group to fire it. Let's do a random allied group. We can choose what type of group. Some type of convoy or a warship squad or some various sizes of fleets. Let's do a small convoy. We can choose the heading, the speed. In this case we see slow, half or full speed. And that will depend on what type of group you create. If you have a small convoy, full speed will probably be around 10 knots. While if you do a small fleet, the speed might be 28 knots at full speed. Let's go back to small convoy. We can set it to half speed. Now we can also use some of these random features, like random heading. Then we don't know what heading the convoy will be traveling when we start. We can force the convoy to travel towards the player. So no matter where we place the random convoy, it will be traveling towards the player at start. We can use random position, which means that the group will create it somewhere randomly in the area, just outside visibility distance at least. So now if we have random heading and random position, you'll have to search for the convoy and try to intercept it. So you don't know where it is or what heading it will be going. Let's do like that. We can set heading towards player. Alright, up here we have a few tabs. We can set the weather settings, like the strength of the wind and the distance to the fog, and how much clouds we'll have. We can also enable the dynamic weather system, which I showed off in the previous video, which will generate random weather that changes over time. We can choose our starting location. Let's do North Sea, set the time settings, and enable the dynamic traffic simulator. Now this one will generate ships that travels between the ports in the open world, and also generate warships that are out on patrols. So if you want to, you can have no ships set up here and just enable this one. And then it means that you can travel freely in the world and search for ships to sink. Now these templates can be saved. So we can call this one Racers Test 2. So now we have it saved, so we can load this one the next time we start the game. So we can choose the ones we have saved and load them in. And these are saved as files, so you can share them with other players. Right, we can also set up the victory conditions. Let's say that the Axis side needs to sink any type of ship, or at least one. Alright, I think we're all set up. Let's start and see how it plays. As you can see, you can create a lot of variations here, and pretty random scenarios as well. And you can have simple scenarios just for practicing firing, for example. Alright, we have our Hipper here that is in our fleet. We have the Bismarck, which is in its own group. Bismarck's escort. And we have our torpedo boat here as well. We can see that they're already targeting a ship. And that is the small convoy. Let's increase speed. Turn slightly to starboard. Let's say some 20 degrees. But we for sure have turret C open for firing as well. So it looks like the lead ship here is some sort of warship. And then we have 4 merchants sighted. Let's order a crew to fire at the warship with the main fire control system. Not sure what this is. Might be some... Looks rather big. Probably a cruiser of some sort. Let's head into the fire director. Now this one is currently under control by the crew, so I cannot aim, but we can at least use the magnification. And now I see that it's a cruiser Kent class. Let's head into the fore fire director, which is not under crew control, so I can aim it myself. So we have the cruiser, tanker, or tankers. Some nice targets. Not very random though. Alright. Looks like she's aiming at us. Haven't spotted any splashes yet. But we fired. I'll head up into the Admiral's Bridge and we'll have a little bit better view over the situation. Oh, there's some splashes. Oh, it might be that she's targeting the Hipper and not us. Let's hope so. Oh, some big explosions there on the cruiser. See the big splashes is either ours or Bismarck's. There is Bismarck. Splash is very close to us. I guess I'm quite convinced that... Oh, we got hit. Right in the command bridge. Let's take a look at the damage reports. You can see that one of the sections here are slightly damaged. No fires or so yet. Very well. Let's also have the secondary battery open up on the same target, so I will set auxiliary target as well, which means that the secondary fire control will target the ship as well, and the secondary fire control is controlling the secondary battery. Now she's getting quite close, I see. Still firing. A lot of explosions. Hopefully she will lose fire control and maybe lose propulsion as well. I think we got hit again. Ah, there's a hit. You can see the deck being broken there. Oh, another hit. Let's take a look. Turret C has been damaged a bit. I have some damage to the hull here. It's like even our turbine got a little bit shook by the damage. Nothing, no emergencies. No fires as far as I can see. Cruiser is burning quite heavily. Should not be long now until she sinks. Hopefully her turrets got taken out there. No, still firing. With turret A at least. There we go. Axis must sink 1 ships complete. Which then probably means that the cruiser is going down. Excellent. So now we are free to take out all the merchants. And I would consider that a success. We took a few hits, but nothing too bad. And then I would assume that all the other ships are just fine, since we took the damage. Alright, that's all that I wanted to show off for today. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. And I'll see you in the next video.